afternoon, everybody. It is meteorologist Adrian's weather forecast, and welcome back to the video, guys. I do have good news. I was able to change my YouTube name back to Adrian's weather forecast today. So yeah, guys, I'm really happy now that it's not that old name, so people actually know that I'm back to weather. So yeah, just for you guys to know, my name has been changed. So I'm really happy about that. So guys, this is gonna be another update on the really strong thunderstorms for parts of the South Central, stretching all the way to the Midwest, bringing some possible flooding conditions. But yeah, so it's gonna be really strong thunderstorms, and we actually have a update on the Storm Prediction Center, which is gonna be really surprising for you guys. So just stay tuned for that. So guys, let's just show you guys the active alerts that we have associated with the storm. So this whole circle is basically associated with this. Let me just start with the most visible you guys see. We have flood watches in these dark green colors. And then inside we have flood advisories and flood warnings in these bright green colors. And then we have some flood warnings still in effect for those counties in the Mississippi River. And then we also have the most severe weather for parts of the South Central. We have some tornado watches, including counties in southern Oklahoma, or not like more like southern, because like these counties, are one county's right here. But it's for parts of the western part of Oklahoma and northern part of Texas. And then we have some severe thunderstorm warnings for the counties in Oklahoma and Texas. And then we have some counties with severe thunderstorm warnings for or near the Houston area. And then we have another county near the Lubbock area. So yeah, that's what's going on here. And then, so yeah, that's basically what's going on here. And then we have some flood advisories for northern Illinois. So let me show you guys now the radar for the Midwest and the northern part, for you guys can have a better understanding of what's going to happen in the north too. So we go more into tomorrow. We're going to have some scattered, or actually has possible severe weather for the northwestern part of Kansas, and then the northern part of Kansas. And then we have a possible bands with some really strong rain. Not more like a severe weather, just more like general, really heavy rain, possible flooding. And then we're going to have, as we go more into tomorrow, it's really going to form up into a big rainstorm instead of like a really severe weather. But again, we can have some possible bands in here that can possibly bring some thunderstorms, especially near the northern Illinois area. But it's going to be really just a lot of rain in these areas. And yeah, it's going to be possible flooding up to 6 inches for some areas. And then if we go into the Wednesday time, or the Wednesday hours, we have some bands for parts of the Dakotas, Nebraska, and northern Kansas. We have some possible severe weather for the southern part of Nebraska. A lot of rain here. We actually have some possible snow associated with this rainstorm. So we can have some possible snow for the northern parts of Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin. Really strong bands of heavy rain for the western part of Wisconsin. Probably one of the strongest they're going to see so far this year. Really strong bands for the Milwaukee and the Madison and Green Bay area, and then some strong bands for stretching in near the Mississippi River. But that's what's going to look like Wednesday. And then we have some really powerful storms. It's really rare to have these powerful storms up north like this. Really, really rare to see that. But we have some really strong thunderstorms stretching from Green Bay all the way to Chicago area. But it's really rare to have these severe weather just like this. But it's really going to just be really powerful rainstorm. And then there are bands for the Missouri and Iowa area. And had some possible flooding for the northern part of Michigan and Wisconsin. Then a lot of snow for the Detroit, or not Detroit, the Michigan area. And then some really strong bands of heavy rain, pure thunderstorms. And so we're going to have some scattered rain, and then we can have some little bands of heavy thunderstorms, including from parts of Michigan all the way. Oops, sorry guys, did not mean to go all the way there. But it's going to go from Michigan, and it's going to bring some possible really powerful bands actually for the Indiana area, Kentucky, and Illinois border. This is where we're going to have a really strong band of really powerful thunderstorms. We haven't had really a threat like that in that area yet. And then it's going to bring some strong, powerful thunderstorms. And it's a possible bands for the Ohio Valley area. And that's what's going to look all the way up to Friday. let me show you guys what's going on in for parts of South Central. And this is where we're gonna have a really strong thunderstorms that is gonna be the most major. So we go in the next, if we go in the next hour, we have some really strong bands or a really big area with some severe weather, including southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma, and then we have some bands for the Colorado and Kansas border. Let's go more to the tomorrow or tonight. But if we go to later tonight, we have some possible rain for the Missouri and Iowa border, and there's some possible powerful thunderstorms for parts of the Kansas area. And then we're going to have this really strong band of thunderstorms right here. It's going to bring some heavy bands. We can actually see, I believe it's going to it's going to start to form as it started here. And it's going to bring really powerful thunderstorms. Tomorrow will be like one of the worst days, I believe, for parts of South Central. It's going to bring really strong bands stretching all the way to northern Texas, all the way to northern Kansas. Really strong bands near the border of Oklahoma and Texas, and then we had some really strong bands for the central part of Oklahoma, and then some possible really strong thunderstorms for Kansas. But these are really, this radar is really, the storm's really well put. You can really see how that band's going to be and how those clouds it's going to look like. It's going to bring really severe weather, and it's just going to be this band. Honestly, not going to be that much rain behind it. It's just going to be that really big band. So it's going to last maybe less than 20 minutes. But again, there's possibilities of having some tornadoes and large hail in just those 20 minutes. So, and then that band will connect up for parts of the northern part of it, and then we have a low pressure system that will form this other band, bringing really strong thunderstorms through the Dallas area, southeastern parts of Oklahoma. The Dallas area can actually get some really powerful thunderstorms, probably the strongest this year. And then near the Austin area, we have some possible heavy bands too. It's going to actually move into the Houston area, and then it's going to bring a band for Little Rock, Shreveport, Louisiana, as we go into later Wednesday. And then we have another band of pure thunderstorms possibilities of some up to 60 to 17 miles per hour wind. And then we have another low pressure system that will form, that will bring some really strong thunderstorms for the southwestern part of Arkansas and northeastern part of Texas, and then some possibilities of some really strong thunderstorms for southern Missouri and northern Arkansas actually. So that's what it's going to look like there. And then we're going to have that band that's where we see that severe weather for the Indiana. So basically it's going to start to form together. We're going to see it in a line basically just a couple miles off, as it's going to be like this. But again, it's going to bring all the way to the Indianapolis area, to the Shreveport area. But really strong bands for the Mississippi River. And then that will go off and bring some scattered rain for the south central area. Not looking like it's going to hit the southeast, but yeah, it's not going to hit Alabama or Georgia that I know of yet. So let's check out now day one. So like I said, it's going to be really interesting. We actually have a moderate chance now for some severe weather on the categorical outlook. Really strong thunderstorms in that northern area of Texas and that Oklahoma area, and that's actually where we have the tornado warnings right now for the northern counties of Texas. It's going to bring some really powerful thunderstorms. I know I'm keep on repeating that, but it's because actually I'm just keep on saying that because we actually have a moderate, guys. It's been quite a long time since we had that there in that area in Texas. But let's check out the marginal, guys. So the marginal is right here in this dark green area. So we have that from Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, and Fort Worth. But let's get into the slight chance now, as that's going to bring a bit more of severe weather, including Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Wichita, Abilene, and Norman, Oklahoma. And this enhanced risk is actually a very big threat for severe weather, possible 50 to 60 mile per hour wind, really strong wind, and up to quarter-sized hail to actually baseball-sized hail, and the enhanced risk, which can include Lubbock, Midland, Lawton, Odessa, and Enid, Oklahoma. Now this is where we're going to have these cities are going to be in the biggest threat today. The biggest threat today for the severe weather. So yes, it's going to be very powerful. This is going to be the worst of it. And these areas are going to be the worst of the storm. Amarillo, Pampa, Borger, and Canyon, Texas. Most of these aren't in Texas unless you live in small towns in the border of Oklahoma and Texas. Now that is including a population of 3,000 or 370,534. So we have a lot of people under there. So severe thunderstorms are likely into tonight, particularly across the Texas Panhandle and the western Oklahoma. A couple strong tornadoes, very large hail and damaging winds will be possible. So yeah, guys, we're going to have some possibly EF4 tornadoes, ranging from EF3 to EF4 tornadoes right here. These really strong bands, guys. So yeah, let's check out day 2. Day 2 is going to be a bit calmer, but the slight chance will be a lot more. There will be a lot more areas in the country with a slight chance, including around 7 states, not whole states, but 7 states. But the slight chance includes Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Oklahoma City. So Dallas will be in that slight chance. Areas just south of Dallas can actually be in the enhanced. So in the enhanced risk, we have some really strong. This is gonna be the worst of it today or tomorrow. This is where it's gonna be the worst of it in the enhanced, including Shreveport, Little Rock, Waco, Killeen, and Austin, Texas. So the capital of Dallas will be the capital of Texas will be in one of the worst for tomorrow. And it's going to bring, there's enhanced risk, severe thunderstorms across parts of central, northeast, and Texas, into northern Louisiana and southern Arkansas. So that's going to go in tomorrow. And then if we go into the Thursday, when those possible severe weather, that's where we're going to have that second low pressure system to form to bring that second band for the Shreveport area and the Little Rock area. So we're going to have a slight chance for the Jackson, Mississippi, Shreveport. Actually, we're going to have Memphis in there, Jackson, Longview, Little Rock. So we're going to have some really big cities in there. And then the marginal will include areas all the way from the New Orleans area to the Nashville area, and then some small little areas in the southern Indiana and Illinois border with Kentucky. So again, we're going to have some slight chance, and it's going to include up to 7 million people. So a lot of people will be the slight chance to Thursday. That's where we can have a really a big chance, but a smaller bit. So let me show you guys the total precip for the next couple days, or more like around 3.5 days. This is how much rain we're going to get in this total storm. So this is just this one storm. So guys, sorry guys, my nose is a bit runny, but we're going to have rain all the way from the Texas with the Gulf, all the way to the Canada border with Michigan. So it's going to be a lot of rain, guys, and I mean a lot. So it's actually really rare, guys, to have a lot of rain in Wisconsin, in the northern part of the northern part of the country. And when I mean by a lot, an inch, a storm is a lot of rain for that area. But in the Wisconsin and Minnesota area, we're going to actually range from 2 inches to 2.5 inches. That's going to be a lot of rain for those areas. So it's really rare to have that amount of rain. So we can have some possible flooding in those lakes. And then Iowa and Nebraska can have up to 1.5 inches and around there. The most amount of rain will be in the Houston, near the Houston area with the Shreveport area right here, this range. So we can actually range up to about 7.5 inches for with the Texas and Louisiana border near the Shreveport. We can actually have up to 7.5 inches, guys. And then the Houston area, we can actually have up to 5 inches and maybe 5.5. Dallas and the Tulsa area ranging there can actually have from ranging to around 3 to 5 inches just in that range. And then it can bring up to 2 to maybe 1 inch in the Mississippi and Alabama area. And then we're going to have up to 5 inches in the central part of Kansas to come. So guys, let me just show you guys, if you guys are living in these areas, I know it's not really related with the rain, but there's going to be snow with this storm. So those people who are going to get hit by the snow too, here you guys go. So we get up to 10 inches of snow for the northern Wisconsin area, up to 1 foot to 7 inches stretching from the northern tip of Minnesota to the north central part of in Minnesota, and then we have up to 5 inches to 6 inches. The South Dakota Minnesota border. Minneapolis can actually get to 4 to 6 inches. Green Bay and all these areas near the coast or the lake, near the lake, are just gonna get a lot of rain. And so it's gonna be 10 to 8 inches for the northern Michigan area. And Michigan's gonna get really pounded with this storm, so 10 to 9 inches for those areas. And then the big cities can have up, like Minneapolis can have up to 6 inches, but the most amount of snow will be right here. So guys, let me show you guys the Cape. For those who are wondering about if there's gonna be up to the 5,000s. So we saw that yesterday, so maybe there can be some today. So, and if we go to 8 o'clock tonight, we can have some of 4,600 to 4,800, and then the San Antonio can actually be at 4,200. And we actually have a 5,200 right by the border of Mexico, like right on the border. We have a 5,100. I just saw it, guys. But and then there's a 4,900, and yeah. So and then these the amount of energy, 3,500 and 3,900 actually near the Amarillo area, Oklahoma City, up to 2,600. Let me go straight to tomorrow, guys. Oop, that's Thursday. So let me show you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be like one of the worst days for the Texas area. So it's gonna be near the San Antonio area. We can have a lot of amount of energy, up to 4,700, 4,800, and then right here we have 4,600. But if we go more to the southern part of Texas, we actually hit those 5,000s. You can really see it. You can really see it how it elevates right here all the way up. These clouds are really going to be up high, so that's where we're going to have that really high amount of energy. So it's west of San Antonio. It's where we have that biggest amount of severe energy. We have 5,000, and then we have 4,900 in the southern part of Texas. Let's go near the Dallas area. South of the Dallas area, we have 4,600, and on Dallas, we have 3,800, and then north of the Fort Worth area, 4,200, and that Fort Worth would actually be at 4,700, and then we have a little band with 3,300, with 3,000 near the Louisiana area. If we go to 6 o'clock, or the 5 o'clock, we're going to have some really high numbers near the Austin area, in the Killeen area, Texas. So Killeen will be under 4,800, but we're going to have 5,000s west of the area. We have 5,200, 5,300, guys, really high numbers. So we have 5,200, 5,100, Round Rock up to 4,600, Austin 4,800, New Braunfels 5,000, San Antonio 4,800, but it's going to have 5,200, 5,300, and then we have some 5,000s again. Really, guys, really high numbers. This is going to be like a big or a lot amount of energy in this storm. Usually you don't see that amount of energy. And then we go to Wednesday night. It's going to be like the 4,400 and the upper 3,000s. Then we go tomorrow at 2 p.m. It's going to be a bit widespread, and it's going to be a bit calmer. We only have some 4,100, 4,300, Shreveport at 3,700, Little Rock at 2,800, 3,600, southern part of Arkansas. If we go to 8 p.m., it's going to have a bit more higher numbers for the Shreveport area. We have 4,300, 4,200, 4,400, near the Jackson area, 4,000. So yeah, sorry guys again for my nose. It's a bit runny with the pollen here, and all that allergy is getting really bad as May is coming, and as it's getting closer to the summer. So I apologize again. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell people about my channel so that people are safe and all that, because I really want people to be safe, as this storm's really going to be really bad actually. So yeah. So please do not forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.